So good afternoon, February the 21st, 2014. This is CISG113, Section 1, Information Security and Privacy. This is day number 3 in week number 2. So let's get started. Welcome back in this Friday afternoon. Today with so many attractions. We have a talk delivered by the Nobel laureate in physics. It's still going on. I received email from individual students who would like to go to the talk. I say it's fine, it's very good. I'd love to see it also. And I still have 4, 7, 10, 12 students in this class. So altogether I have 15, I guess. That's good enough, a very good class. Welcome back on this Friday afternoon. Oh, you see, I received from the discussion forum that at least one student who would like to do this sharing today, and let me just go to the forum and let you see that. So I have one sign up, and that is from Antonio. Antonio, are you here? Yeah. Thank you. Welcome. And we're looking forward to the sharing in the second half hour. Okay. So normally we do the sharing for the student in the second half hour. We're still in the first half hour. So I have to make sure you understand what we're going on. Thank you, Antonio. Came to this class only last Tuesday, right? Okay, so it's very good. So and then I got a response which is signed up for next week already. So make sure you actively sign up, because the more you try to do it in class, the more you're going to earn for the 20 points towards the end of the semester. So this is something that you just do it and you can earn points along the way. So don't lose a very good chance. In every class you have a chance, okay? 6 students at most per half an hour. That means 5 minutes at most per student. All right, so let us try to get back to our class today. Towards the end of last class, I have used the story, a real-life story, of a woman civil servant who happened to fall into the trap of some kind of hacker, okay? And she did transmit over a period of several months, 4 times, into some kind of account, delivering to the account of a friend over the internet, and then a total of 850,000, about this amount, attackers was transferred, expecting the sum to be returned, but it happened that it did not. So in January, I guess it's 2012, not 2013, in January 2012, she reported to the judicial police, and the police discovered details of the story, and then it was reported as headline news on January 4th, 2012 in the Macau Daily newspaper. And then I used this story as the beginning of the journey of your inquiry-based learning, because in the first 4 weeks, okay, we have a theme called inquiry-based learning for the specific topic of studies. And definitely in the first week is what is information security, what is information privacy. So when you think about the details of the story, you can get involved the context of information security. You can also get involved the context of information privacy. And then I try to help you to understand the approach of IPL that I would like you to get in touch with in this class, and actually I invite you to practice it throughout the 14 weeks of this semester by doing the journaling in the way that OIA, the IPL method, the observations, the interpretations, and the application. All right, so towards the end of last class, I invite you to observe what you can see from the reported story of this woman's civil servant who happened to become victimized by a hacker to cheat her, or better say to have cheated her, 850,000 attackers. And then you put some thought into it. And then I invite you to think about some meaningful questions when you can hook up the story together by adding elements of your personal analysis. Okay, that is the interpretations. And hopefully, by putting things together in a coherent manner, we could construct a story about how come the woman become so foolish, as some of you comment, to become cheated in such a way that in the end, I believe, up to this moment, she may not have recovered money. Definitely, there's no such hope indeed in the intellect when you lost your money there. But what can we learn from this? That is the applications. So, and then I tried to give you some hints of what I could offer in this class, the follow-up class, what you need to watch for. And so today, I would like to give you some hints. All right? The hints comes from the idea of security awareness. This is number one. Information risk management. This is number two. And number three is social engineering. That is something we need to watch for. So let's spend 1 minute here, okay? In order to do the minimum thing to protect ourselves. For example, when you go to the bank, in order to withdraw your money, let's say you're not going to the cashier, you're going to the ATM machines, okay? So you have your bank issued what we call the ATM card, automatic teller machine card. Okay, you go to the machines and you insert the card into the machines, and then the next thing you need to do, they need to authenticate who you are, and then you need to press your PIN, personal identity number. Okay? Normally, when we do that, we're going to cover it in such a way that press the number. All right? And so, if you happen to see someone who's careless enough, who's going to say, "Oh, what's the number?" and the person next to him is going to repeat it, well, you are going to watch for something. Okay? And the next thing you can pay attention to is you will never read out your personal number when you try to press it. Be it you're doing it alone or be it there are people around you. This is something you need to watch for, and security awareness number one. The second thing that I doubt how many of you have experienced that actually many of the ATM machines today, when you try to use it, there is a hidden or visible camera which is actually videotaping your face while you're pressing the number. How many of you have watched or used the ATM machine with that camera that you can see it? Well, definitely, if you go to the McDonald's over there in the turnaround, okay? And next to the McDonald's, there is an ICBC, okay? If you go into that teller room, you want to use the ATM machine. There are two machines there you can use. One machine is not equipped with that hidden camera. Another machine you can clearly see hidden camera is facing you. Now that is something Why is it important they provide a camera there? It has nothing to do with you when you're the person who's withdrawing money there. So in terms of security awareness, what is that for? I give you minutes to think about it. Okay? And the number 3 things for security is when you go to check your email account, you know that what is the easiest email password to check first in the world? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or something like this, right? Are you going to use an email password close to that? A, B, C, D, E, F, the second one. Okay? So security awareness tells us whenever we are given a password to do something, we want to change the password to something which is relatively safe, such as a combination of letters and digits. And then with some basic punctuation mark, like hyphen or underscore. Or sometimes it's possible, case sensitive, we use uppercase and lowercase together with that. Okay? The basics like this, all right? Let's say you are a person who knows all of these, okay? And now, let's also go for this first. This is 2 minutes.
The first working version of the World Wide Web was introduced in 1991. To young people who have grown up with the internet, it might seem like a long time ago. But the business world is still adapting to a very radical set of changes that began in the mid-90s. Changes to the way companies process information and the way they do business. These changes have opened up a whole new world of possibilities and created a new set of challenges in dealing with the risks of computer security. In this presentation, we're going to talk about the processes that companies use to manage information security risk so they can take advantage of the opportunities that computer networking offers. First, let's take a brief look at the steps involved in managing security risks within a typical business organization. At a high level, the process is broken down into these functions: developing and publishing corporate security policies, identifying and classifying information assets, assessing and managing risk, designing and deploying security architecture, and managing and monitoring security controls. Next, we'll consider the roles that different levels of management play in managing security risks.
You see that in this 2-minute video, they have given you some ideas of what an entity, an organization such as a university is going to do to help you to increase your security management concepts or practices. For example, let me try to tell you this. You all were given an individual email account at the University of Macau, right? Okay, have you used the University of Macau email yet? Okay. When you were given the University of Macau email account to use, have you been given enough instructions, what we call the terms of reference, that you need to read through before you use it? Have you read through those terms of reference? No? Are you given that specific document to read through it and you sign it before you use it? No? Okay. So in a sense that maybe the University of Macau is yet to be improved, okay? Well, normally, let's not talk about University of Macau yet. Do you use Google account? Okay? And when you use Google account, have you ever used Gmail? Okay. So when you use Gmail, before you use it, have you checked terms of reference, and I agree with the terms of reference provided by Google, so that I'm going to use it. Have you ever checked? No, okay. Now, okay, it's not that important, but in a sense, it's also important when you come to this class. Now go home when you have a chance, read some of those terms of reference, okay? Now let me ask you this question. Do you believe when you use such an email account, which is free of charge, well, even at a university account, that all your information will be kept in such a way that no one is allowed to look at it? Okay, this is impossible, right? So any other idea? When he said impossible, that means actually your information is somewhat visible to someone, right? But who is going to read that? Government? Administrators? Okay. Okay, now that is very good. When we say administrator, normally he's the highest ranking officer in charge of the specific email system in such a way that whenever we have difficulty using the email system, he or she has the privilege to help us by looking into what's wrong there. But when he or she is going to do that, he also has the privilege to look at what is inside, right? Even read some of the message, you really do not know it. Now why? Because that basically there's not 100% protection. Things like this must be managed, okay? When it is managed, we have to classify the privilege of different people using the system. Well, hopefully, they have a very fine-grained management of privilege system, so that our information is not easily accessible to someone who's given the task to do that. When I say something like that is, suppose only one person has the privilege to do that, but can this person manage thousands of the time by gathering all the information to do it on his or her own? No, impossible. Sometimes he has his subordinates to handle it. And what he has to do is he has to classify the privilege of different people doing what. So normally we cannot say our information are strictly protected technically, but we trust because of the policy which is mentioned in the 2-minute video. The company has definite policy for who is going to do what under what circumstances. And everybody in that company, when they work to serve this particular area, they must comply by the policy. They cannot do anything outside of their assigned task. For example, to peer into someone else's email account, to fish for information. Although, in a strict sense, there is no such method yet, okay, that we can do this kind of thing. And we set up a system to watch for the people who has the privilege to do that. That is a very interesting way. So when you read the 2-minute video there, they list out 5 important policies and mechanisms when each company must install to protect the sensitive information of people using them. Read it very carefully. That is a very important context. Whenever you go to work in a company, or at this point you were a student studying at this university, you're using the services provided. But when you use the service provided, since it's an email account supposed to be something private, you're actually trusting the system to keep your information confidential, not temporary, okay? And the way you can trust it is based on something like policies and mechanisms. And in the context of this video, it's information risk management, okay? That each person, whenever you go to work in any organization, that organization must have something like this put in place. Now, in a place like Macau, Well, not many organizations have this concept. Even the banks 10 years ago, they don't. That's the reasons why we have the personal information's privacy and office today, okay? Which is in Chinese is what we call CISG113-01. All right, something like this. That is an office for personal privacy to govern how individual organizations in Macau is going to make use of personal data. In the past, when you apply for an account in the bank, they would take your ID and Xerox it, and believe that is very important. Today, no one is going to tell you that we are going to Xerox it. We just want to check if this is who you are, okay? So, because it's a private data. Okay, so that is so much for this particular video. We still have a lot of things to talk about. Now, finally, that is something very important.
Whether they design bridges or spaceships or computer software, will tell you that the best way to do anything is usually the simplest way. Computer hackers who want to steal secret information have something in common with engineers. Though they are often highly skilled at finding technical weak points in computer security, they know that security depends as much on people as on technology. And the simplest way to get what they want is to take advantage of human security weaknesses. To do this, they use a set of tricks known as social engineering. What is social engineering? Well, it sounds like something out of a new sci-fi or spy movie, doesn't it? Well, that might be closer to the truth than you think. In fact, social engineering involves manipulating behavior through psychology. It can be as simple as conning someone into loading spyware onto their computer, or befriending them so they reveal secret information. In social engineering, the hacker is taking the path of least resistance. Why go to all the trouble of trying to break encrypted code to get the information they want, when you could just as easily call someone up and ask for it? In the following presentation, we'll go over all the ways someone may use social engineering to get what they want, and the strategies to help you recognize it and protect yourself.
The ladies there introduced you something called social engineering. And next to the key term social engineering, there is a term called phishing. It's spelled P-H-I-S-H-I-N-G. And you can actually change it to F-I-S-H-I-N-G, phishing. Okay. Well, the interesting thing about social engineering is it's not strictly an engineering discipline. You cannot find social engineering in the fact of science and technology. We have civil engineering, we have electrical engineering, we have electronics engineering, computer engineering, even software engineering. But you cannot find social engineering. So if we want to offer something called social engineering, doesn't mean we have to get the collaboration between social science faculty and science and technology faculty. Well, the answer is already there. What have you heard? It's manipulating behavior through some psychological ways of whatever it is. So that brought me back to what I believe had happened in the single woman's victimized trap here. To the best of our understanding, based on cases that happen in the Western society, is that ever since we have the World Wide Web and some very interesting social networking environment like Facebook or whatever it is, many hackers under the context of social engineering are doing what they can to fish out friendship, relationships, looking for people, and they developed relationships with different people. and in such a way that just like a virus, it's harmless all the time, but when it's the right time for this virus to be effective, they will just seize a chance and produce a lot of hurt. And the way to do it, well, and according to this video, is they use a lot of social engineering skill. Okay, and if I could, may I just introduce to you this guy here. Okay, this guy looks between now 40 and 50. He's a very famous guy by the name Calvin Benick. Okay, this guy is a guy who used a lot of social engineering skills ever since he was a teenager to steer into the telephone system, use 3 long-distance services without paying a dime. And then use a lot of the very interesting social engineering skills to succeed into getting into big company, transferring money between company into his own account, and he's a very famous criminal. He was arrested by FBI in the United States in the year, I guess, 1995. Okay, and he was jailed for almost 10 years, and then he was released. And because of his expertise as a social engineer, well, he's now a famous consultant, international consultant, but not a different company. Okay, and he wrote a lot of books. Next time, I brought several of his books here and let you look at them. Okay, you can easily see the story of this guy later on in our video list. Well, what I'm trying to say is, it's very unfortunate. On the one hand, the woman civil servant, definitely she has a need to become, well, I would say, to feel cared for by someone using a long-term relationship over the social media. And it turns out that the civil servant woman become very dependent on that relationship developed over time with that hacker. And then she believes she's a very good friend. And then over the period of time, because of different stories created, the hacker manipulate her into believing that he's an honest man doing a decent business and he's in need of money from a small amount at the very beginning to incrementally increase the amount, trusting that this money will be returned after a short period of time. But it happens that it did not. And then when she looked back to the events and when she talked with some other friends, she increasingly getting aware that this is a trap. Okay, so it takes some time for her to become awakened that she was cheated. Okay, normally when this guy practiced social engineering is so sophisticated that the people who did something wrong will not understand they did something wrong by giving him very important information, but that he could use that information for his own advantages. Okay, so in the layman term, he's a con man, imposter. He's very excellent in creating story to make people believe. Okay, so some of the story he shared is very interesting. All right, so when things like this happen, we know that it's something very much unfortunate. The woman fell into becoming a victim, and it's very hard for her to recover. But this is a lesson learned by many different people already, being in the West, being in this region of inside China. So this is something that you need to learn a little bit more, social engineering, but keep that in mind at this point. Naturally, in Macau, very recently, when I look at the TV from TVM, they also broadcast some of the very interesting commercials produced by the judiciary police to remind local people something that is outrageous, but don't trust it. Okay? Sometimes your family might receive a phone call saying that you had something bad happen
your son, something happened to you, so that we are calling you and telling you need to take care of him or her because of an accident or because of loss of identity card, whatever it is. And then you trust the first thing and you are going to lead into the second thing. So it's something that you have to watch for, okay? So I think I'm talking more than 20 minutes now. So let's try to get to week number 2. In this week number 2, the theme is Information Technology and Knowledge Society. Okay, this is common module number 1. So again, we use the IBO method to see how much we can gain from it. But remember, on Tuesday, I invite you to pay attention to the BBC documentary Technology of the Future, if you watch it. And then there are 3 very interesting documentary produced by PBS, Public Broadcasting System, and in the United States, and it's called Frontline Program. Frontline is the kind of investigative news program. And starting from 2007, they produced the first documentary investigating the impact of the intellect on teenagers. So they produced the first one called Growing Up Online. And in 2010, they pursued the study of that particular impact into the college student. And then they produced another one called Digital Nation. And just this 2 days ago, 2014, the same Center crew produced the first episode called Generation Like as in Facebook's like, okay? So it's a generations of people who have been using this technology. Now in your time, each one is about 15 minutes one each. So it's a very good documentary that you go home during the weekend and you watch them all, okay? It will be very exciting. So may I just take a break so that if you have a question you can ask, and when we come back, we have more than enough time to listen to you, Antonio. Okay, and then we can get into some kind of discussion. Okay, 5 minutes. I have done what I should have done in the past 2 classes today, but it's a little bit rushed. Okay, but it's okay. Let's take a 5 minutes break, and then if you have questions, you can ask, and we'll talk about it in your case. Okay, let me tell you, if you want to sign up for the presentations or sharing for next week, you must sign up in the public discussion forum of this week. So, in other words, if you want to do it next week, you must go to the public online discussion forum here. You see that I have given this call for student sign up, right? So when you click on this, you see this message here, right? So in order to tell me you want to do a sign up, you just have to say reply. And then what you can do is, before you reply, you can copy and paste this, okay? You copy this, and when you do a reply, you place it by press Control V, Okay, Control V, and then you can type in your name here. You just choose a slot, or day 4 or day 5. Of course, if you're the first student, you put it here. If you already see another student put the name here, you put it to the next slot, all right? So at most 6 students. And then after that, you just say post, click post to the forum. Okay? That's it. All right? And you also have to remember, if you look at week number 2 before class, okay? There's something I expect you to do after your 2 minutes introduction. I want you to write down something very simple about yourself, just like the 2-minute introductions, including some answer on that, and post it to week number 1's online discussion forum. Very soft. So that everybody could, besides watching your self-presentation introductions last time, they also have a follow-up here, so that in case they want to know something more about you, before they choose you as the learning partner, they come here to watch, to read it. Just create a post. Write down something like this. And actually invite you to do it on 2 places. One is the online discussion forum for week number 1. The other is my Q&A hotline for week number 1. Okay, you just have to do the same. Copy and paste it and post it. All right, that's very simple. Oh yes, remember to name your learning partner before the end of tomorrow. Okay, how do you do that? Remember, here is a table. You need to copy and paste. Say you copy this table. You need to tell me who your learning partner is. You come to do it here on the hotline for week number 2. You click on this link, and you will be brought to this document hotline, and you do add a new discussion topic. Remember, when you paste it, you press Control V, and then you fill up your name here, your partner's name and detail here. At the end, you submit it. All right? At the end, you submit it. And how do you name it? You name it as my learning partner. Okay? And then, of course, you fill that in. And if you want to look better, you go to table property. You change the 0 to 2, and then you press update, and you can see the frame here. All right? At the end of that, you post it to the forum. And then when you look at it here now, you can see something like this. Okay? Copy and paste, and then fill up the information. Your learning partner before the end of tomorrow. Okay? Can you do that? Yes. You have no permission to post? Come, let's try. Everyone is given, anyone will become. Come try. Come. Yes. Now let's see, let me log out. Please log in. Yeah, it's okay. Now go to our website. Okay. So you go to offline. First of all, you go to yes. Okay. You have no permissions to post. Yes, I can see that. I can see that interesting message. Just go back. Let's go back. Let me see. Yes, that's right. Yes. I think separated all participants. Oh, maybe it's something like that. Let me double check. You have a group here. Yes. Each one of you should be given permissions because that's your
move on. Thank you for letting me know. Now let's come. No, don't go. Let's come back. Let's see. Which one is your name here? Give your name here. Give your number one. Give me your name here. No? Oh, that's the reasons. Okay. Let me see. Now, those of you who have experienced that and discovered that you have no permissions to do it, please come up. Oh, let me just deal with the first one. Which one is yours? This one? A medium, okay? So I'm going to do it now. So I'm going to create a medium. So look it up, okay, immediate, the name. Which one is the name? Number 3. Okay. So now you can do it. So the next student, what's your name over there? Come, let me help you. Come. Which one is the name? Christy, right? Okay, now I'm going to make sure that I have your name here. So do you see your name here first with a 1? With a 1. Do you have your name here with a 1? Christy, oh, this one, right? Okay, yes, let me see. Christy, look at your name here. The second, the first one, right? So now I got your name here. So try it, you should be able to do it now. Christy, this one, right? Now it should be set, okay? Anyone who has tried that before? Have you tried that before? Okay, please come up here. Let's do it one by one to check it. Yes, please. Do you see your name here? Thomas, right? Yeah, well, that is your well set. It's okay. All right. So trying to do it, you have permission to do it because in the past, maybe of the add drop. So they change it from the 1 to 0. I have to do it now. And it's okay. So can the two of you come to double check to make sure you're all privileged? So do you see your name here on this side with a 1? Yes, do you see your name here? Do you see your name here? Just follow your name. Do you see your name here? Peter, right? Yeah, Peter, you're well set. And can you see your name? One. Okay. No, do not have the name here, right? Okay. Now, which one is your name here? Just this. This one, right? Okay. Thank you. You know, they make a very good question, so that I know what's wrong. So let's see. I'm going to create a group for you. That is very important. Yes, because of the add drop. Yes, because you have to make sure that your name is here. And then your name, this one, right? Okay, so another person has come to check. Okay? Okay, come. Can you, anyone? Could you check the name here? Do you have the name here? Okay, do you have the name here? No? Okay, that's very good. Which one is the name? Annie. This one, right? Thank you very much. It's very important. Now, if you don't go. Let me double check. I'm going to create. Okay, it's very important. So I'm going to add many. So which one? Number 1. Number is H. This one, right? Yes. So you're now set. Now set Manny. Can you see Manny here? Okay, that's good. So what's your name? Ivy. Okay. Which one? This one, right? Okay. Okay. So is Ivy here? Can you see? No? Okay. So let me create one for Ivy. That's the reasons why you have no permission. Because you're not included in this very important list. Okay, Ivy, Chan, H, right here. Okay, that's good. So Ivy is set. Can you check it? Ivy. Yes. Okay, anyone? Can you come? Is your name here? Okay, let me see. Is your name here? Which one is the name? Last one, stuff. See? So you have to get online, okay? My system tells me you never get online. Alright? So now I'm going to create one for you. Very good. Right? So Andrew, Chen. This one, right? Okay. So you're well set now. So Antonio? Right? Let's see. Is this yours? No? Upstairs. This one, right? You need to upload a photo, okay? Upload a smart photo. It's good enough. With your smartphone. Okay. Thank you very much for the contributions of the ladies. So reminds us of this very important thing. So Antonio, let's see, before you go, make sure your name. Which one? S? AB? 321? Okay, this one. Thank you. Okay, then, this gentleman, can you see your name here? No, okay. It's yours. Lambert, thank you. Make sure I have the name here. And make sure that I add you here. Lambert, champion tone. So let's see, it's this one, right? Is any other body who cannot see your name on the list? Okay, Antonio, Christy, Amelia, Frank is not here, Ivy is here, Jack Creed, it's okay, Julia, yes, Lampert, Mandy, and then, okay, Peter, Shannon, Stubbsy, Tan, and Thomas. That's good enough. Now you have every right to do it. Okay. Are you ready, Antonio? Yeah. Okay. I have to be your cameraman. You see, I must give you a big treat. You're the first student in this class to do the sharing. So I should have brought you some drinks. I will remember. Next Tuesday, I will buy you a can of Pepsi. No need? Okay. All right. Maybe orange juice in that case. Okay? Can you introduce yourself by picking up the microphone? Hey, microphone. Yes. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Anthony. Today I want to share what is the information security? Is the question of the system in the day 2?
Yes, thank you.
Day 2. I choose the small one to answer this question. And in the answer, it tells me information security have 2 ways. One is for personal, one for business, but in all of that, we have CIA,
Confidentiality.
confidentiality, and integrity, availability. Is the first one is talking about the staff of the company, how to use your data. Is legal or he must to he has right to use or not. In many cases, the staff can use for himself, just like maybe he saw your info and he feel your pity, so he write down your mobile phone and to contact with you anyway. In business, we know that many companies use the personal information to sell to another company. This is really earn the money, and such as Facebook. We don't know they sell, but if you watch the agreement, you can find the one of that is said the Facebook can be sell of the information. And other thing is how about your information when you use the internet will be sent out or get in your computer, and basically this that information should be confidential. Can't change or record with another one, such as a government or CPM. They should not to record what are you working about in the internet. And data in the computer. Maybe you listen have many cases the hacker hack in your computer to change something. The data of Windows, if they change the code, they can get your all input on the keyboard. And the last one is what your information upload to the internet. When you update the information on the internet, you should be to change, delete, or watch your information that in the internet. And for business way, you can watch your information that in that company. That means you can watch your phone when you join the club, just like now casino club. When you join the casino club, the member, you must fill in the form and get the give the ID copy, something. So actually, you can ask them to watch what are you filling the form before. So that's all. But I have the example, and I remember I opened the bank account before in another country. They must to set the internet bank password, but I don't understand what they talking about. He said I must to input the file number, and he put my line to system. So the system tell me how can I do, what I need to do, but I don't understand what is that. And I talked to staff. The staff said he can't help me because he can't input the password for me because he don't have this one. And in that moment, I think that is really trouble me because I don't know what and it's really hard to communicate with him. So now I know that it's for the security.
Wow, I think you did a very interesting sharing. It's very rich, and actually it's the contents of the first, I would say, lecture. That's exactly what I would like to share with you. Now, for those of you who have been very closely following with the online course material, you must know something here, okay? Let's take a look at week number 1. There is something called learn and practice, okay? These learn and practice stuff is specifically designed for those of you who need help, getting help from a teacher to learn something basic from the very beginning. Now, although I did not specifically say you must go through that, but this is something very useful. It's based on your textbook. Now, you can either choose to buy your textbook or you can photocopy chapters of the textbook of the library textbook sections. Here you can see learn the basic, practice with your learning partner, and then there's some presentation slides. When we go through the first presentation slide, you will find a very important context of C, I, A. It's not the Central Intelligence Agency in the United States, okay? The C has been referred by Antonio as confidentiality. Something must be kept as secret, okay? No one can see that except you, the owner of that something. I is integrity. That means nothing should be changed because you put it over there. If there is any change, you, the owner, is going to perform on it, okay? And the A, availability. When it is needed, just when you need it, you can always get access to it. Okay, the C, the I, and the A forms the basic context of information security. Here is something I must keep it as confidential. No one can see the secret of it. It is something, when I put it here, when it's kept here, it must be kept intact. No one can change it except I as the owner. And it is available whenever I as the owner need to get access to it. Okay? The CIA concept is very important. So if you need some help to understand some concept, just like, oh, I just want to know it straight. I want to read your PowerPoint. Come back to this slide. Okay? 3 specific slides, or better say a PowerPoint, which is provided under Learn and Practice in Learning Contract number 1. Okay? So this is something on top of your personal selected reading items. Okay? So make sure that you can come back. You have time to come back here to study it. And in the second week, you can see the same link here. Go back to that and take a learning contract number 1. Okay, and these are on top of the reading for week number 1, 2, 3, 4, and also on top of the videos for week number 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 14. Okay, so let me see. If you look at the time, it's slightly over the second half hour. So allow me to give you something important, which is very much in line with the theme of this week. May I ask you the question, what is information technology? What is information technology? Try to think a little bit about this. What is information technology? IT. Now, before you think about IT, you can also think about what is technology. Remember last time we talked about this is a technology, a piece of paper is also technology, a pencil is also technology, but now we are talking specifically on IT, okay? What is information technology? 1 minute thinking, okay? And then another minute ends, and then we try to do some discussion. What is information technology? Great experience. Very good. More water. I don't want to pour water into the eye. Good. Thank you. Do you need some milk? Thank you. No need? Oh, okay. So you need some more water? Today's also okay? Okay, I give you 5 minutes. Sorry? After we talk about information technology, I would like to provide another 5 minutes for Emily to share about her information security discovery. Okay? Very good. Now make sure that you keep a record on the on last week's forum, because that is when you have to claim your class participation score. Okay? Very good. You can learn a lot from one another. And my job is to make sure I give you some feedback on that so that you have more to talk about. Okay, 1 minute's over. Let me give you some hints, and then I'll pass the microphone to Emily.
Information technology, IT. It's this, and this. IT is wow. It's stuff your parents haven't even thought of yet. IT is moving, it's mixing, sharing, and more. IT is solving a problem, thinking and processing. IT is making money, saving lives, changing the world. It's a living, it's a life. IT is in your pocket. It's at your fingertips. It's here, there, and everywhere. IT is on CSI, in business, in the lab, it's in the hospital, on the radio, in the movies. IT is behind eBay, iTunes, and Facebook. IT is people who make it work. They figure it out, make it happen. And that's it. That's IT. Information technology. Talk to your school counselor. Take the classes. You're it.
What is information technology? What is information technology? Earn money. Exchange of informations, okay? Any idea? IT. When we consider this is a piece of technology, when we consider that piece of paper is also technology, then when we add informations in front of the word technology, so it becomes earning money, exchange of information, and making things convenient, okay? Any other more idea?
Solving problems.
Solving problem, yes.
Transform and send the message more easy.
Okay, more easy means to send message, to keep people in touch. So what is information technology? Ideology. Okay. So globalizations. Okay, that's a phenomenon. So as a teacher, we love to put things into perspective. So I would say information technology is a technology which has something to do with information, right? And because of that technology, which has something to do with information, a lot of people are making money out of it. WhatsApp, okay, Facebook, and then solving problem of people keeping together, which is a globalization trend, right? And a lot more. That's why IT is everywhere today. Okay? So this is a small summary. Of course, you might have the peculiar summary. So may I invite Emily? You can stand where you are if you want to move around, it's okay. So, thank you, Emily.
Hello, I'm Emily. First, I want to share my case about information security. When I was junior one, I went to find a job about to teach children homework. Yes, so I searched in the internet and I find a website. Then I fill the CV in the internet. But I don't know they put my information for public. Yes. So now I search my name in Google. I can find this CV. I think it is very impolite.
Yes.
Yes. So information security is very important. Yes. And then what is information security? I think it is the potential of keeping information confidential and available. The human are stepping into the information society, and the information in the industry develops very quickly. So information security is becomes very important nowadays. Security is, I think, is everyone's responsibilities. To be a user, we need to be very smart, to be a security police, to protect yourself information. Yes. So now I want to ask a question about my case. I don't know what should I do to clear my information about the CV. So, could Professor, what should I do about this case?
I think Emily has asked a very important question. What if you discover one day your personal information was put forward in the internet without your permissions, and that is your information? How can you take this back? Sometimes we definitely have to do something, no matter what, right? So we have to look up who owns that particular site, who has the right to do that. And if it is something like a YouTube video or something like a website like which basically is not the ownership, you can always send a message to the ownership of the website, doing a campaign, finding something that is not right because it belongs to me. The first thing you need to do something like this and check whether which particular country is that site set up. Sometimes you can always go to the related country and do a campaign on the related office. For example, in Macau, we do have, as I mentioned, the Office of Personal Acts or something, which governs the regulations of use of personal data. And if you discover that your information is being abused without your permission on a specific website, you can ask for specific legal advice to do that. Normally, my experience tells me if the website is set up by a company hosting free website for other people, and when they receive campaign from someone claiming that this is not the right to do it, like in yes, the YouTube. Normally, you see that I set up a lot of YouTube video here for you to look at. But I personally did not set up those videos myself. I just create a link to that video. And normally, YouTube, as the administrator, they will receive a lot of campaign from third party when they observe that this particular video is being used outside its expected area. And they will send a request to YouTube to close this account of the person who set up this link. And that's the reasons why some of the link that when I try to repeat to show you here does not work. That because it's not my fault, I'm just using a link. But because someone had used someone else's property improperly. And so when YouTube received the campaign, they will close the link. But normally, when one link is closed, when I try to search YouTube with the same name of the video, you can always find another link. Okay? And you can always come back to the same video. Like the hackers documentary is a lot here over the past 2 or 3 years, because every semester I have to check that the link is still valid, and I have to use a new name for you to look at. This is one way, but I would try to answer your question. Sometimes it's difficult to end all the episodes of the personal data there. When one site is closed, if that person deliberately would like to put up their information somewhere, he or she can set up another link because it's just an electronic copy. But it does not mean we should not do what we can to stop it. So the first thing to do when we try to protect ourselves, the first videos, 1 minute video tell you the security awareness. Do not give your information to anybody over the net so easily. Okay? Particularly speaking, when you say that in your case you apply for a job and they ask you if you have some data, and once they collect the data, they can do whatever they want with your data without your permission. So the first thing we need to do is don't give your personal data that easily. Even in Facebook in the past, I think we don't need to use real name. But now, definitely they want to have a profile. They want to make sure that you know the values of it, and if you prefer use a real name, I'm using my real name in my Facebook page, right? And in my YouTube account, I will also use my real name. Okay, so this is one way to enforce the protection of one another. Okay, so I think that's a very good question. Let's work out some more examples in your personal cases, and we can try to give you more advices. Okay. So thank you for the contributions of 2 of your fellow students, Antonio and Emily today. I need to buy 2 cans of Coke. Thank you. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for attendance. And then we end this week, okay? Christy? Yes. Shannon, thank you. And then Amelia, yes. Michael is excused. He went to the seminar talk. And Jacqueline is not here today. Antonio is here. And then Stopsy, yes. Ivy, yes. Mandy, yes. Thomas, yes. Angie, are you here, Angie? Not here today. Okay, Lampard, yes. Taryn, yes. Julia, yes. Thank you. Lauren, are you here? Not here today. Peter, yes. Thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend, okay? And I hope to see many more of you will come to do the sharing. 5 minutes at most next week, okay? I will talk more about the one aspect. Okay. Thank you very much. Make sure you pick up your iPhone. That's it for today's CISG113 Section 1 Information Security and Privacy Day number 3 in week number 2. Stay tuned until next week.